Well, hey everybody. As I was processing the video for pulling off the front fascia and parts, I realized that that was episode number 99. So I thought perhaps it was time for a reflection here and make this episode 100. 100 videos? Really? Actually, I think on my site total now, it's probably 115, or I forget the exact number. So, spoiler alert, if you're interested in the progress of this project from one and you want to go back and follow my videos through from the beginning, you might want to turn this off and not listen, because I'm going to reminisce a little bit. When I started this project, I never expected to have a YouTube channel with 100 and some videos on it. I came across this car roughly at the time when I was retiring, and it was cool. I mean, how many times do you hear about all these proverbial barn finds, right? How many times do you find a car that's been sitting in the garage for 25 years and hasn't been driven, and yet all the parts appear like they're there? It's the what you call a diamond in the rough. I mean, all the parts, I went over it, I checked the RPOs. I mean, I knew what the car was. I watched him, another prospective buyer, put a wrench on the crank and turn the crank. So we thought. So I thought, cool, I'm going to bid for this car against other people, and I got it. I found the car, and it was just too good to leave there. I'm a car guy from way back, and you'll see on the site pictures of my Mustang, which I also have and painted and restored to. That was so long ago that it's almost time to start redoing some things because of age. I repainted that car 35 years ago, and I've been driving it and it's fun. But anyway, so this car was really interesting to me, and I really thought perhaps I was going to have that engine broken loose, and I was going to put gas in it and a battery and do a little maintenance work, and it might really start and run. And when we brought it home in episode 1, I wasn't thinking of starting a YouTube channel and taking video. I just thought, gee, I better capture some of this. And in fact, if it wasn't for my wife's cell phone video, you wouldn't have seen it rolling off the trailer into the garage. We were more worried about getting the car taken care of. And then I said, well, this barn find thing is, it's kind of the proverbial, how many times do you have a car that's been parked in the garage for 25 years and reasonably well protected? So I took on the project. And if you go through the 100 videos, I mean, all the work that I went through, fuel tanks, realizing that the engine was rusted solid and that one of the cylinders had filled with water all the way up to the intake valve and sat there for years with water sitting in the cylinder from condensation, to pulling the engine, getting it overhauled and back in the car, and all the hours that I spent getting that engine back in running, getting the car, all the accessories replaced. I was very, very careful and thorough. And then to have that new engine destroy itself in less than 30 miles, less than 3 hours of running. That engine was, the cam was flat and the engine was trash. And I had a cracked block. And fortunately, the engine shop stood behind their warranty, and I got them a new block. I mean, this was going to be a numbers matching car, so technically the block doesn't numbers match anymore, but I have the documentation as to why. But I got them a new block. We did the engine for a second time, and I went all the way through, and it's been really cool. I mean, I've been having fun. This car's on the road. I drive it. It's a great thing. Its handling is really, really fantastic. I mean, when you figure out, the suspension package for the 80s, it was really pretty darn, you know, it's a lot of fun to drive. Does my Cobra Jet Mustang go a lot faster? Oh yeah, 428, when you jump on that dude, man, it really rocks, 4-speed. But when you get to the first corner, there's no comparison to the IROC. They're in a whole different league. So this car's been fun, and I worked for 40 years in automotive and heavy vehicle engineering, and actually started as a college student going for a mechanical engineering degree. And I've worked on everything from golf car brakes. We were taught you couldn't call them golf carts because the industry doesn't like that. So I went as low as golf car brakes, hydraulic power boosters, all kinds of power boosters, foundation brakes, transmissions, M1 tanks. I've had the fun in my career driving M1 tanks. I used to work on the drivetrain, the transmissions for M1 tanks. It's cool. They're a lot of fun. But when I started this channel, when I retired, I actually thought that I would share some of my experiences with what I had learned in the industry over the years. And the Camaro kind of took over and became the focus instead. You'll still see things with boats and other things. I may add some of that in from time to time. But there's still work to do on the Camaro. The Camaro's not done. Certainly the number of projects is slowing down a little bit. But, you know, a car that's been sitting for all these years still has other maintenance needs and other repairs and things that I've found. And so I'm going to drive it and have fun in the summer and do smaller projects, and then in the winter when it's parked I'll probably do larger ones. I've kind of got a mental list of things to come. So episode 100 should be a celebration of, hey, saving a cool old car and getting it back on the road. It's been a lot of fun. And I'll say in closing, this is a lot of fun. I enjoy it. I enjoy the comments that I get from people who follow, subscribers, and people who ask me questions. And I do my best to answer what I can. Certainly, there are some things that are out of my bounds, but I'll always give it my best shot. And I just encourage people to subscribe. YouTube, where these are posted, I'm sure they're showing you advertising. They show it to me from time to time if I'm not logged in. But my channel isn't big enough. I don't have the metrics to be paid. I'm doing this for free, just for fun. I wouldn't mind if I got enough of you to subscribe and like and promote my videos. And so this channel grows enough that I could get a little income of it. I wouldn't mind. But for now I'm doing it for fun. Never thought when I started this out that I was going to make this a pastime where I was posting literally 100 or more videos. It does take a fair amount of time. I work on the car, and then I spend days post-processing and turning, editing videos so that it's meaningful to you. And I try to take out the fluff and give you the meat. So, anyway, episode 100, more to come.